Hello and namaste. This is Dakota. Thank you guys for joining. This yoga practice will be all about the wall. So all you need this time is just a nice wall, help support you in all the poses today. So we'll go ahead and ground ourselves in Sukhasana, easy seated pose up against the wall. And just relaxing through the shoulders, pressing into the wall, softening around the eyes, let the hands, the palms reach towards the sky, just resting on the knees. The entire back planted into the wall. And just quieting the mind, tuning in, and starting to breathe in and out through the nose. Deep breaths. And find those deep breaths in, pressing into the belly, all the way up to the top of the lungs, the collarbones, then pressing out. Don't rush the breath here. Let this practice be mindful. Let your breath guide you. The next exhale, lowering the head, the chin dips down towards the chest, just pressing those hands, those fingers in towards the knees, pressing them away. The shoulder blades move apart. The next exhale, still with the back pressed up against the wall, we'll shift our feet together, the soles of the feet together, legs, knees out wide, coming into a butterfly pose. And just press that sacrum into the wall. And the healing here is all about that second chakra in our body. Sacral or Tadasana, the sweetness, the pleasure, our sensation center. And so if you want to go down into a fold here, you have the option to. If you have a block next to you, or just go down where it's comfortable, release that spine against the wall, just allow it to come up, and then over the feet. And just say hi to your feet, hi to your toes. Let the shoulder blades move apart. Let the top or the back of the neck just relax. Inhaling, the next exhale, nice and slow, starting to come up out of the fold. And we'll move into a twist using the wall. So inhaling, growing the spine nice and long, and then exhaling, twisting over towards the right side. And we'll just press that hand into the wall. That elbow can be bent. And the shoulders reaching down, away from the ears. And just using that wall to twist deeper, to find a deeper twist with the torso. Let the neck be gentle, not straining it at all. And just taking those deep breaths in and out. Next big exhale, rotating back towards the front. And grow the spine nice and long, lengthen before twisting deeper to the other side. Using that hand to guide you deeper into the wall twist. Bending at the elbow, maybe shifting up away from the hips, moving the fleshy parts of the bottom away, grounding down into the sits bones. Finding a comfortable spot where you can breathe into the twist, waking up those digestive organs for today. Nice deep breath in through the nose, filling up the belly, the chest, the lungs. Exhaling nice and slow, coming back towards the front and just shifting the hips, the fleshy parts out. And just start to flow like water here, connecting. And then we'll turn to the side, so one of our hips is facing the wall, spidering up onto the fingertips, and we'll just reach that arm all the way over, placing the hand, the palm in towards the wall. It's okay if the palm doesn't go all the way in, maybe just a couple of the fingers. And so our head is nice and easy here, looking down towards the palm that's grounded onto the floor. Relaxing through both of the shoulders here, grounded down in towards the mat. And let that breath be gentle. And just feeling all throughout the parts of your body. Any tension, any tightness, breathing in and letting it go with each exhale. Maybe pressing deeper. Next exhale, just coming back towards the center. We'll rock those knees, that torso to the front, and then find our way for the other hip facing the side of the wall. And we'll spider up onto the fingertips again. We'll inhale, taking that opposite arm all the way over and pressing those fingertips, maybe the palm, into the wall. And just be easy with the neck here. You can turn and look down towards the hand grounded into the floor. Relaxing through those shoulders, releasing them away from the ears, from the neck. And breathing into the muscles of the back, the muscles surrounding the torso, areas of the hip. Still feeling connected to the earth energy, the grounding sensation. And taking a nice deep breath in all the way into the lungs, and exhaling, releasing that stretch. It's nice and easy. We'll start to rock ourselves up, and we'll just move into Blasana, child's pose. So coming onto your knees, maybe getting any props that you need to, and the knees can move apart. Big toes to touch, and just sinking that chest down towards the floor. And we can have prayer arms, so the elbows onto the mat, and the palms to touch, and taking those palms behind the ears, behind the neck and the head. And just letting that back stretch, reaching towards the sky. And that bottom sinks down towards the heels. Let the spine round a lot, and then starting to come up onto the hands and the knees. And just for a breath, and we'll start to move our way so our bottom and the back of our legs face that wall that we're using. And we'll just shift into a forward fold. So just letting that back hang, letting the neck and the head release here. You can find a soft, gentle bend in the knees. And the feet are hip distance apart. And just start to relax here. You can shake the head yes. You can shake the head no. Just releasing any tension away from the shoulders. And pressing that entire bottom, the tailbone deep within the wall. Let it support you here. Notice any energy. And starting to come up with the next exhale, just nice and slow. Get those shoulders are rolled down away from the ears as you press the entire back into the wall. And the head and the neck supported by the wall here. The arms, the back of the hands planted into the wall. So a mountain pose, Tadasana. Using the wall to support you. And now we'll shift the focus back to that sacral chakra. So moving the feet a bit out from the wall and pressing that sacrum into the wall. So that lower back area. And you can bring the hands over to this area of the front of the body located 2 inches below the navel, is that sacrum. And we'll start to shift down into a wall squat, so bending at the knees just in line with the ankles, starting to come down with the body, with the bottom. And you can take Anjali Mudra by the heart, relaxing through the shoulders, tightening the core, finding that strength in not only the physical muscles of the body here, but your energy centers of the body. And just tap into that energy like water. Let it flow. Let the breath flow. The next exhale, using the wall, just shift yourself back up into a mountain pose. Or you can shift yourself back into that sacral focus with the hands at the navel. And we'll start to bring the feet out a bit more and shifting down into a Blasana, a yogic squat. So at first, just shifting yourself down, seeing what you can do. If you need the wall to support yourself, there's all different ways to come down into this posture. And everyone's will look a bit different than mine. So you can just go into a deeper wall squat if that feels good, or you can come all the way down to where I am, pressing the back into the wall and shifting that pelvis and that tailbone down to the earth. And just breathing in, letting it flow. And feeling grounded and starting to come up and out of this posture. And just sinking right back into a wide-legged forward fold, supported onto the wall, with the bottom, the back of the legs maybe reaching for the wall. And so the feet here are further away, that wide leg. Grab a block or a prop that you need to, maybe make it a bit easier, make it a stretch a bit deeper. And just inhaling and exhaling. And the next exhale, starting to come all the way back up to the standing posture. And we're going to set up for Trakasana, triangle pose. So supported by the wall here. So both legs are completely straight, but you can have a bend in one knee, the forward knee. And so the back foot is facing the front. And the other foot's a 90 degree. The arms come out towards the side. The hips facing the front, the long edge of the mat, and starting to come down as if someone's pulling you from the front, extending you further, and then reaching down, turning that hip to face and press into the wall. And of course, use your block here if you haven't already. Maybe just use that arm by your shin or thigh. And the goal here is just to stay in that same plane. So using the wall to support you helps keep you in the same plane, which is the main objective of Trakasana. Keeping those hips in line, using the core to engage yourself here, to really stay grounded and stable. The next exhale, shifting that torso, rotating it forward towards that front leg, and rotating that back leg a bit towards you, so the toes are pointed a bit more forward instead of at an angle. And just coming into pyramid pose at the chest and the back, and just come over the leg. exhaling, shifting both toes towards the front or towards the side of the mat. And just for one breath, and then we'll set ourselves up for triangle pose on the other side now. And so the front foot, that leg can be bent or straight. A soft bend is encouraged so the leg isn't locked. And coming to a triangle, so the arms are out to a T. Starting to shift down, the hips squared forward, pressing into the wall. And just be mindful of the neck. If it feels a bit strenuous today, maybe look down. You don't have to look up towards that lifted arm. That arm doesn't even have to be lifted. You can let that arm be at the hip or stay by your side. Or maybe just stay in the triangle pose without bending forward. You have all the options that you need to. Just let it flow. Exhaling, we'll come back into that pyramid pose. So shifting that back foot forward a bit and rotating the torso towards that front leg and just lowering over that leg. Letting the entire spine rest here and those shoulders relax. And so that hip is planted into the wall. The next exhale, we'll start to come out of the pose and we'll just step our feet together, coming all the way down and resting onto our knees. We'll lift up towards the sky, taking a slight back bend. The arms reach back behind you, chest and heart opening. The next exhale, reaching down into a small child's pose and then lifting right back up into that heart opening. And exhaling, coming down and forward. And just let this pose flow like water with you. Inhaling to lift and open that heart, and exhaling, coming back down. And then when you're ready, we're gonna shift over to legs up the wall. So grabbing any props that you need to, and just finding one hip against the wall first before pivoting both legs over and around onto the wall. And letting the entire back and everything just rest. The legs just completely supported by the wall. The entire spine resting into the earth. And you can bring your hands to that sacrum, that sacral area of the body. You can imagine the color orange here. And just imagine that chakra spinning, orange light. Imagine it balancing. The next exhale, we'll start to bend both of the legs and take that right leg over and crossing it onto the left thigh, just below the knee. And sending that right knee out to the side. And just opening up the hip here, opening up that right side of the hip. And just breathing into it, letting any tension go. The next exhale, releasing that right leg back up, 2 legs up the wall. And then taking both legs out a bit wider, still up against the wall. And then bringing them back towards the center, and we'll start to bend both knees again. We'll go ahead and take that left leg this time, the left ankle resting on the right thigh, just below the knee. Taking that left knee out to the side and opening the left hip. And if it feels good to sway back and forth on the hips here in the low back, just do so. Just get in touch with your own flow, your own way of movement, your own sense of pleasure and sweetness. And breathing in and exhaling. And just letting all the tension in this area go. Inviting balance to the sacral chakra, whether it be overactive or underactive. And the next exhale, bring that foot back out. And just coming back to legs up the wall. The next exhale, drawing the legs off of the wall and coming into a fetal position on the right side of the body. And slowly making your way to a seated position, Sukhasana. Maybe the legs out in front. We'll just close here. So just nice and centered, Anjali Mudra. Tune into that heart space and find all the gratitude, all the blessings, all the joy and love. Just let it radiate throughout the body, throughout the mind, throughout that sacral chakra. And I hope you guys have a great day. Just take this energy with you. Anytime that you need to, tune back in. Thank you so much.